Across Nigeria, the development immediately triggered fear, speculation, and emotional reactions as citizens struggled to understand what exactly was unfolding behind the walls of one of the country's most sensitive judicial institutions. The atmosphere in Abuja turned dramatically tense after shocking reports emerged that operatives linked to the Department of State Services moved heavily around the appeal court as the legal battle surrounding Nnamdi KANU entered another explosive stage. From the busy streets of Lagos to the crowded markets of Onitsha and the tense political circles inside the Federal Capital Territory, conversations quickly shifted toward one question that refused to disappear. Why has the Nnamdi KANU case suddenly taken another dramatic turn? Witnesses around the court area described unusual security movements that reportedly caused anxiety among lawyers, court staff, and ordinary citizens present within the vicinity. Some described the atmosphere as heavy and emotionally charged, while others claimed tension could be felt from several streets away from the court complex. Videos and photos began spreading rapidly across social media platforms, showing increased security presence as online commentators rushed to interpret the meaning behind the sudden developments. Within minutes, hashtags connected to Nnamdi KANU, the DSS, and the appeal court exploded across the Nigerian internet space. Supporters of the detained IPOB leader reacted with anger and concern, accusing authorities of attempting to intimidate the legal process. Others defended the security presence, insisting that sensitive national matters require maximum protection and careful monitoring. The emotional divide across the country became visible almost immediately. Inside Abuja, political observers described the situation as one of the most sensitive legal moments Nigeria has witnessed in recent times. The Nnamdi KANU case has long moved beyond a simple courtroom battle. For millions of Nigerians, it now represents deeper national issues involving justice, regional tension, political trust, and the future stability of the country itself. Every legal update connected to the matter carries enormous emotional consequences, capable of shaking the political atmosphere nationwide. As reports continued spreading, many Nigerians began gathering around television screens and mobile devices, searching desperately for verified information. Several media houses interrupted regular programming to provide updates, while political analysts and senior lawyers flooded television studios to discuss the possible meaning behind the reported DSS movement around the appeal court. Some legal experts warned against rushing to conclusions without official confirmation. Others argued that the optics of the situation alone were enough to intensify public anxiety at an already fragile moment in Nigeria's political climate. Throughout the day, supporters of Nnamdi KANU expressed fears that unseen forces may be attempting to influence the direction of the legal process. Emotional voices from the southeast called for calm while demanding transparency and fairness from authorities handling the case. Some citizens interviewed by reporters described feelings of frustration and exhaustion after years of legal uncertainty surrounding the controversial matter. Others insisted that justice must remain transparent and free from political intimidation, regardless of personal opinion about Nnamdi KANU himself. At the same time, government supporters argued strongly that security agencies have constitutional responsibilities to maintain order around sensitive national institutions. According to them, heightened security presence should not automatically be interpreted as interference or intimidation. This sharp disagreement between different political and regional perspectives continued fueling intense debate across the country. As evening approached, tension around the appeal court reportedly remained high. Security checks increased around surrounding roads, while journalists and legal observers struggled to gain access to accurate information regarding what exactly triggered the unusual developments. Several unconfirmed reports circulated online, claiming emergency meetings were taking place behind closed doors among senior officials and legal representatives connected to the matter. However, official silence from authorities only deepened national curiosity and speculation. For many Nigerians, the emotional power of the Nnamdi KANU case comes from years of unresolved political and regional pain. The Southeast has remained emotionally sensitive over issues connected to insecurity, political representation, and perceptions of injustice. As a result, every development linked to the case now carries symbolic meaning far beyond the courtroom itself. This channel is more than just news. This channel is a voice for the people. Every single day, we work hard to bring you fast, reliable, and powerful reports that keep you informed about the events shaping Nigeria and the world around us. We do this because we believe the truth must never be hidden and the people must never be left in darkness. But we cannot continue growing without your support. If these reports mean something to you, if this channel keeps you informed and connected, then please support us today by subscribing to the channel. Your subscription may seem small, but it makes a massive difference. It helps us continue bringing you breaking news, deeper investigations, and emotional stories that touch the heart of the nation. Please press the subscribe button right now, like this video, and turn on the notification bell so you'll always be among the first to receive every important update. Together, we are building a strong community that stands for truth, awareness, and fearless journalism. Some citizens see Nnamdi KANU as a voice of resistance and frustration against perceived marginalization. Others view him as a controversial figure whose actions created dangerous national security challenges. These deeply conflicting perceptions continue shaping reactions across Nigeria. Political commentators also warn that the latest developments could have long-term consequences for national unity and political stability. The atmosphere surrounding the case remains extremely delicate, especially as the country continues battling economic hardship, insecurity, and rising public distrust toward institutions. Any action capable of creating the impression of judicial intimidation could deepen tensions across already divided political lines. Throughout the night, emotional reactions continued flooding social media. Videos showing anxious supporters praying outside homes and community centers circulated widely online. Some activists called for peaceful demonstrations, demanding transparency in the legal process. Others urged Nigerians to remain calm and avoid spreading unverified rumors capable of escalating tensions unnecessarily. Meanwhile, legal experts continued debating the constitutional implications of the situation. Several senior advocates emphasized that justice must not only be done, but must also appear to be done in the eyes of the public. They warned that perception plays a critical role in maintaining public confidence in democratic institutions and the judiciary. Any appearance of pressure or intimidation surrounding sensitive court proceedings could weaken trust in the legal system itself. Inside political circles, discussions reportedly intensified over the possible impact of the developments on Nigeria's international image. Foreign observers and human rights organizations have closely monitored the Nnamdi KANU case for years. Therefore, any dramatic development connected to security agencies and court proceedings is likely to attract global attention almost immediately. Diplomatic analysts warned that Nigeria must handle sensitive legal matters carefully to avoid damaging perceptions abroad regarding judicial independence and democratic governance. As the hours passed, ordinary Nigerians remained trapped between confusion, fear, and emotional exhaustion. Many expressed frustration over the endless political tension dominating national conversations, while insecurity and economic hardship continue affecting daily survival across the country. Some citizens questioned whether political leaders truly understand the emotional weight these crises place upon ordinary families struggling to survive difficult times. Others pleaded for peaceful dialogue and national healing before divisions become even deeper. Within the Southeast, community leaders reportedly held emergency consultations, urging young people to avoid violence or emotional reactions capable of worsening the situation. Religious figures also delivered passionate messages calling for wisdom, patience, and peace during what many described as another dangerous chapter in Nigeria's political history. Prayer gatherings reportedly increased in several communities as supporters hoped for favorable legal developments and national calm. By midnight, the atmosphere across major cities remained emotionally charged. Television stations continued running breaking news banners connected to the story, while online commentators speculated endlessly about possible outcomes and hidden political calculations. No matter the interpretation, one reality had become impossible to ignore. The Nnamdi KANU legal battle has evolved into one of the most emotionally explosive issues in modern Nigerian political history. Every court session now feels larger than law itself. Every legal argument now carries political consequences. Every security movement now sparks nationwide fear and speculation. And every silence from authorities now creates even more questions among millions of anxious citizens. As Nigerians continue watching developments unfold, uncertainty still hangs heavily over Abuja. Questions remain unanswered. What truly triggered the reported DSS movement around the appeal court? Was it routine security protocol or evidence of deeper political tension unfolding behind closed doors? Will the latest developments influence the direction of the legal battle surrounding Nnamdi KANU? Could the situation escalate into wider political unrest if emotions continue rising across different regions? For now, the nation waits anxiously. The tension remains visible. The emotions remain raw. The legal battle continues, growing more dramatic with every passing hour. And millions of Nigerians remain glued to unfolding events as the Nnamdi KANU saga enters yet another unpredictable and emotionally charged chapter, capable of shaping national conversations for a very long time. As morning returned to Abuja, the heavy tension surrounding the appeal court refused to disappear. Instead, the atmosphere became even more intense as fresh rumors and emotional reactions continued spreading across the country at alarming speed. Outside major newspaper offices, television stations, and radio houses, journalists worked through the night, trying to confirm conflicting reports connected to the dramatic developments surrounding the Nnamdi KANU legal battle. Inside political circles, anxiety reportedly continued growing as senior figures monitored public reactions carefully. Some analysts described the situation as a political powder keg, capable of exploding if not handled with extreme caution and transparency. The emotional nature of the Nnamdi KANU case has always made every legal development highly sensitive. But the reported movement involving DSS operatives around the appeal court appeared to strike a particularly emotional nerve across different parts of Nigeria. For many citizens, the images and reports triggered memories of past political crises, courtroom drama, and long-standing national divisions that continue haunting the country today. Across the southeast, conversations remained deeply emotional. Community leaders continued urging restraint while warning against actions capable of escalating tension further. Many families reportedly gathered around televisions throughout the night, praying for peace and fairness as uncertainty continued hanging heavily over the nation. In several cities, youth groups held emergency meetings discussing the latest developments and what they could mean for the future of the legal battle. Some activists insisted the situation reflected growing desperation within powerful political circles. Others argued that citizens should avoid emotional conclusions until verified facts become available. Despite these appeals for calm, the emotional atmosphere remained difficult to control. Social media platforms became flooded with dramatic claims, political accusations, and emotional commentary from every direction. Some users declared that Nigeria was approaching a dangerous political crossroads. Others insisted the country's democratic institutions remain strong enough to survive even the most sensitive legal controversies. Meanwhile, legal analysts appearing on television programs continued warning against the dangers of politicizing judicial proceedings. According to several senior lawyers, public confidence in the judiciary depends heavily on transparency, neutrality, and the absence of intimidation or political pressure. They argue that any development capable of creating fear around court processes could weaken trust in democratic institutions at a very dangerous time for the nation. Inside Abuja, security presence reportedly remained visible around key government and judicial locations as authorities monitored the situation closely. Citizens moving around the city described an atmosphere filled with caution, suspicion, and intense political conversation. Taxi drivers, traders, students and civil servants all appeared focused on one national issue dominating headlines across the country. The Nnamdi saga once again stood at the center of Nigeria's political and emotional landscape. For years, the case has generated intense debate over national unity, justice, freedom of expression, and security concerns. Every court appearance has produced emotional reactions from both supporters and critics. Every legal delay has increased frustration among citizens already exhausted by years of uncertainty and political tension. Now, with fresh controversy surrounding the appeal court atmosphere, many Nigerians fear the situation may become even more unpredictable in the coming days. Political observers also warned that international attention could increase significantly if the crisis continues escalating. Human rights groups and foreign organizations have monitored the case closely for years, making every dramatic development potentially important beyond Nigeria's borders. Diplomatic experts argued that the federal government must now balance security concerns with the need to preserve confidence in the rule of law and judicial independence. Failure to manage public perception carefully could create long-term consequences both domestically and internationally. At the same time, supporters of the federal government insisted security agencies should not be demonized for carrying out protective responsibilities around sensitive national institutions. According to some commentators, the growing emotional reactions online may be exaggerating normal security procedures into political controversy. This argument, however, did little to calm fears among citizens already suspicious of political interference within sensitive legal matters. As tension continued rising, several respected elder statesmen reportedly called privately for dialogue and caution from all sides. Some political leaders warned that inflammatory statements could worsen ethnic and regional divisions at a time when national unity remains fragile. Others called on the judiciary to demonstrate maximum transparency in order to restore public confidence and reduce dangerous speculation spreading nationwide. Within universities and academic circles, debates surrounding the issue also intensified. Students discussed the broader implications of the case for democracy, constitutional rights, and national stability. Some argued that Nigeria must learn how to resolve political disagreements peacefully, without allowing every major issue to become emotionally explosive. Others claimed the growing frustration visible across different regions reflects deeper, unresolved political and economic grievances affecting millions of citizens. As another evening approached, emotional fatigue began affecting many Nigerians, following non-stop political tension dominating national discourse. Citizens struggling with inflation, insecurity, and unemployment expressed frustration that the country remains trapped in endless political conflict, while ordinary people continue suffering daily hardship. Yet despite the exhaustion, public attention remained firmly fixed on developments connected to the appeal court and the Nnamdi legal battle. Television presenters delivered dramatic updates every hour, while online blogs continued publishing unverified claims and political theories at extraordinary speed. fact-checkers, and responsible journalists repeatedly urged citizens to remain cautious about misinformation capable of provoking unnecessary panic or unrest. Still, emotional reactions continued overpowering logic in many online discussions. Some supporters described the latest developments as proof that powerful forces fear the legal direction of the case. Critics dismissed such claims as political exaggeration designed to inflame public sentiment. Between these opposing narratives stood millions of ordinary Nigerians simply hoping for peace, justice, and stability in a nation already burdened by countless challenges. Religious leaders also became increasingly vocal as tensions continued spreading. Pastors, imams, and traditional spiritual leaders delivered emotional messages encouraging citizens to reject violence and embrace wisdom during this difficult national moment. Many urged political leaders to prioritize dialogue and healing over confrontation and intimidation. The fear among many observers is that unresolved emotional tensions surrounding the case could eventually create wider political instability if not handled carefully. Late into the night, discussions surrounding possible outcomes continued dominating public conversation. Will the legal battle enter another prolonged phase of uncertainty? Could political negotiation eventually emerge behind closed doors? Will the judiciary succeed in maintaining public trust despite rising emotional pressure from different sides? Or is Nigeria heading toward an even more dramatic political confrontation connected to the Nnamdi KANU matter? At this moment, no clear answers exist, but one thing remains painfully obvious. The emotional power surrounding the Nnamdi KANU case continues shaking Nigeria at every level. From the corridors of power in Abuja to the crowded streets of major cities and the quiet homes of anxious families, the tension remains alive and deeply felt. The legal battle continues. The political anxiety continues. The uncertainty continues. And millions of Nigerians remain locked in anxious anticipation as another dramatic chapter unfolds in one of the nation's most controversial and emotionally charged sagas. To every single person watching this report right now, thank you for your time, your trust, and your support. Every day, this channel works tirelessly to bring you breaking news, powerful stories, and the truth behind the headlines shaping Nigeria and the world. We stay awake through the night. We follow every major development. We bring you updates that matter because we believe the people deserve to stay informed no matter how difficult or emotional the story may be. But this journey cannot continue without you. Your support is the strength behind this channel. When you subscribe, you are helping this platform grow stronger and reach more people who want real news and honest reporting. You are becoming part of a community that believes in truth, awareness, and staying connected to the stories affecting our nation every single day. So if you have not subscribed yet, please take this moment to press the subscribe button right now and turn on the notification bell so you never miss any breaking update. Because the next major story could happen at any moment, and when it does, we will be here to bring it directly to you. Thank you for believing in this channel. Thank you for standing with us, and thank you for being part of this growing family.